Lionel Messi is living a double life, from secret addictions to almost bagging jail time, and spending $9 million to hide the dark truth behind his recent move to Inter Miami. These are the 20 things you didn't know about Lionel Messi. And first up is the disease that almost cost him his life. Growing up, Messi was one of the most talented kids in all of Argentina. He had scouts from all over Europe coming to watch his games, and the hype around him was real. But just as he was getting better and better, disaster struck. The doctors called him in together with his parents and delivered the shocking news that Messi had a rare condition called growth hormone deficiency, GHD, which made him much smaller than the other kids. They told them there was a cure, but it was super expensive, and Messi's parents didn't have that kind of money. And to make it worse, all the clubs interested in Messi early on ditched him as soon as they found out. But that was until Barcelona came along and saved his life. They offered to pay for little Leo's treatment, and in return, Messi would play for them. They accepted the deal, and pretty soon, Lionel was off to Spain. He thought he'd be alone in the new country. But as soon as he arrived at the training ground, Messi realized he had a family. After some dudes said they both looked alike, Messi and Bojan decided to do a little digging and discovered that they were distant cousins. Together, they were tearing up a storm in training. But on game days, Messi was still a silent little kid who didn't say much, until one dude came along and put Messi on a whole new level. Ronaldinho was the star man at Barcelona, but when he watched Messi play for the first time, he immediately knew the kid was going to be the GOAT. Instead of hating on him, Ronaldinho decided to dedicate his last days at Barca to helping Messi grow. And their partnership on the field was incredible. Ronaldinho even assisted Messi's first goal. And by the time Ronnie was ready to leave, the entire world knew Leo was ready to step up and become the next big superstar at the club. And in the first test, the biggest game of his career against Real Madrid, he bagged a freaking hat trick in his El Clasico debut. It was all looking good for Leo. But just a couple of months later, he had the worst match of his career. In 2007, Argentina's coach decided to finally give Messi his national team debut, and he had a lot of fans tuning in to watch this one. But just 18 seconds in, Messi was out. He committed a foul, and the ref immediately gave him a red card. Messi couldn't believe it, and some fans who compared him to Maradona started writing him off and calling him a joke. But Messi wasn't going to let this stop him. And in 2008, he stunned the haters by becoming part of the team that won the gold in the Olympics. He was so good that the fans decided to do something special and gave Leo his nickname, La Pulga Atomica. It means the atomic flea in English. And now Messi was finally back on the good side of the Argentinian fans. But the stuff they said after his red card hurt him. And that's why in 2010, he almost ruined the entire country's heart. It was almost time for the World Cup, and the Spanish Association was doing everything they could to get Messi to play for them. They even offered to get him his favorite jersey and anything else he wanted. But the answer stayed the same: no. He chose to represent Argentina instead. Can you imagine if he'd played for Spain? See, the thing is, Messi didn't just make this decision for himself and his fans. He chose Argentina because he wanted to become just like his childhood hero. Back when he was a kid, Messi wanted to play the game like his idol, Pablo Aimar. Messi watched all his games for the national team and even copied his skills and dribbling technique too. And it was his dream to play together with Aimar for Argentina. But his dream almost got taken away from him because Leo had a serious addiction that was ruining his career. Messi was obsessed with drinking soda. It became so bad that he couldn't even go a single day without it. And pretty soon, all his teammates were starting to get seriously worried because he always had it on him. After his manager Pep Guardiola saw what was going on, he took out the vending machine in the cafeteria and banned everyone from drinking soda. And just when everyone thought this was going to cure Messi's problem, Pepsi came along and gave Messi a super sweet sponsorship deal that had him getting free customized cans of soda delivered to his house every single day. But Messi managed to fight this addiction, get disciplined, and become the GOAT. And to be fair, not all his addictions were bad. because his other addiction had him bagging millions of dollars. Messi loves playing video games. When he isn't training or spending time with his family, he's in front of his PlayStation, playing with himself.
What did he say?
On FIFA.
What did you think?
Even his teammates know how competitive he is. But it's more than that to Messi, because playing the game allows him to study new skill moves to use in real life. By the time video game channels saw how dedicated Messi was to his PlayStation, they were lining up sponsorship deals for him. And these days, when Messi isn't playing FIFA, he's playing as Leo in Call of Duty. Once Messi began to realize how much money he could make outside football, he went into full business mode, and together with his team, started snapping up exclusive locations all over the world. His hotel business group, the MIM, built a 45-room hotel in Maritimo and owns the prestigious Majestic Hotel and Spa in Barcelona. In total, they've opened 6 hotels and plan on creating many more. But as incredible as the hotels are, not all of them were for business purposes, because Messi's next $9 million purchase was to hide the dark truth about his top secret move to a new club. And I know this is the part you've been waiting for, so make sure to destroy that subscribe button, man. See, right after Messi purchased a $9 million exclusive apartment in Sunny Isle, Miami, most people thought he was only going to visit during his holidays. But Messi had a secret plan for something else. Messi has always been a fan of the MLS and the cool beaches in the US. So when he bought this place, he already knew his days at PSG were over. He was going to rethink everything. So when the season ended, even though his former buddies at Barcelona begged him to come back for a reunion, Messi refused, took a flight down to Miami, and made a stunning decision.
La decisión de que voy a ir a Miami, todavía no tengo cerrado 100%, nos falta algunas cosas, pero bueno, decidimos continuar el camino ahí.
Messi's new move sent shockwaves all across the world. The guys in Saudi Arabia were offering Messi way more money than Inter Miami. But Miami didn't need all that cash. And it's all thanks to his partnership with a mega brand that has him racking up $20 million from his own universe? Back in 2021, Messi teamed up with digital designer Boss Logic to create his own NFT collection called the Messiverse. It was made up of 4 artworks, and on the first day, each piece was already at over $3.4 million. And his Golden Ball NFT is now worth $9 million. With all of this money, Messi knew he needed to give back, and that's why he's decided to make it his mission to allow his fans to enjoy a piece of his life in his own universe. Leo is set to open the Messi Experience theme park so his fans can get a feel of his life. With cool VR experiences, a performing arts event center, a supersonic speed train, and 24/7 TVs with all-you-can-get access to Leo's favorite YouTube channel, Skiller Originals, the one he subscribed to by hitting that button down below.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
But there'll also be hotels with customized Messi items. Leo said he hopes the theme park will encourage more children to get into football. And speaking of children, they mean everything to Leo, and he'd give anything for them, including his own life. And that's why every single year, Messi donates a portion of his salary to the Lionel Messi Foundation for Kids and charities around the world to make sure he can take care of them. He's even teamed up with UNICEF and partnered with David Beckham to feed hungry kids around the world. What a guy! But maybe Messi's doing all this good stuff because he didn't want the world to find out about the dark secret that almost got him in prison. See, with the money from his hotel groups and the NFTs, Messi's been making bank. But between training, going to away games, and keeping up with his family, Messi doesn't have the time to manage his finances. So he lets his dad handle all of that instead. But this decision almost ruined everything. In 2016, the courts found out that even though Messi makes a ton of money, he doesn't pay taxes. And when they brought both him and his dad in for questioning, they found them guilty and sentenced them to 21 months in prison. Lucky for Leo, they hired a lawyer who managed to grant them bail, with Messi at $230K and his dad at $190K. Messi knew he was lucky, and because he didn't want it to ever happen again, he paid $5.3 million to cover all the taxes he owed. Messi just couldn't imagine ever going to jail because if he did, it'd keep him away from the love of his life. Now, Messi and Antonella go way back. Before Messi left for Argentina, he promised her that he'd one day marry her. But just a few months after he got to Spain, he kind of forgot and almost let down on his promise. Until one day he got a call that changed everything. Antonella got involved in a car accident, and to make it worse, her best friend died. As soon as Messi got the news, he left everything and flew straight down to Argentina to comfort her. And after spending a couple of days, Messi knew he couldn't leave his favorite girl hanging. So he asked her the all-important question. Antonella, would you follow me back to Spain? I promise I'd take care of you. Antonella said yes, followed Messi back to Barca, and they started a family together. But you see, guys, there was a secret reason Messi wanted Antonella to follow him back to Spain, and it was all because he knew he couldn't face his biggest fear alone. Even though he's a superstar, Messi has one major weakness that completely petrifies him. Now, this one goes back to when he was a kid and watched his brother and his dad get involved in a car accident. Messi couldn't shake off the feeling, and pretty soon, he developed a maxophobia. It became so bad that despite purchasing a bunch of luxury cars, Messi refused to drive them himself because he was so scared he'd die. So he started spending millions on cars with safety precautions to protect himself. But whenever Messi was with Antonella, she helped him calm down and overcome his fear, and drove him to success. And last year, with Antonella watching from the stands, Messi made history by becoming the first player ever to win 2 World Cup Golden Balls. See, he had picked up the first one in 2014, and after finally winning the World Cup with Argentina in Qatar, he got voted as the tournament's best player, and his performances were so good, he had the greats praising his game. But deep down, Messi knows he owes it all to one person, because if it wasn't for her, he'd have never achieved his dream. His grandma. She's the one who got Messi signed up with Grandoli when he was just 5 years old, and even convinced the coaches to keep letting him play. She told Messi to practice his game, and that's why now he's the best in the world.
Messi! Messi pour le but! Se remet sur le pied gauche. Messi pour le tir!
He always kisses the sky to celebrate and dedicate his goals to her. Before she left, she gave young Leo one special mission. Make sure you tell everyone about Skiller Originals and show them how to subscribe. No wonder Messi's always looking out. He's doing it for his family, just like the $23 million he spent on houses alone for him and his family. If you want to see more on that, watch this video right here, boys.